Rampage Jackson is one of the worst parents I've ever seen. And I'm certain because of the Raja situation that it's clear to everyone by now. But what most people don't know is that his relationship with Raja was very different from the other kids, basically since Raja's birth. We have to go all the way back to 2006, where this all started. Rampage Jackson was at the time married to his ex-wife, Yuki, and they had 2 kids in the household. The youngest child, who was theirs together, was named Elijah and was about 5 months old. The other son, D'Angelo, was about 7 at the time, and he came from one of Rampage's previous college flings. So Rampage got custody of him in 2002. When the kid was just 2. That was the same year that him and Yuki got married, and ever since then, she was basically raising D'Angelo as her own. Now you're probably wondering at this point, where is Raja? You see, Rampage had another kid at the time that he claims he didn't know about, and that kid was Raja. So Raja was a product of one of his other college flings, and he was exactly 8 months younger than D'Angelo. But in 2006, she lost custody of him. There's unfortunately no information online about it. The only information we have is this instance when Rampage said this.
All I'm going to say is that my son hasn't been the same since his mom got murdered. It hasn't, and I know that.
So after his mom lost custody for whatever reason, and after a paternity test that did in fact confirm he was his son, I'll let Rampage himself tell you what happened next.
And I got Raja when he was 6. I got Raja when he was 6. I can't remember how old I was, but at that time I was married.
So according to Rampage, he's saying that once Raja was forced into his life due to whatever happened to his mom, his wife at the time gave him an ultimatum, either her or the baby. So if you don't have many more facts, that does sound somewhat like a believable story. But the first thing I want to mention is that he doesn't seem to be able to get his story straight. Because in a different interview, when he was asked on the spot, he said this.
I had to get custody of my other son, Raja, and she was pregnant. And she didn't want to tell me she was pregnant because I asked her, after she had my son, asked her to get on birth control. I said, listen, it's going to be easier for you to get pregnant because, man, I don't pull out of fights and I don't pull out of that.
What? My goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told her, I said, get the birth control because I don't pull it out.
And she didn't do it.
She didn't do it. So that's why
So as you can see, he's basically claiming that the reason that she left him was because she got pregnant and was scared to tell him that she wasn't taking the birth control as he instructed. So instead of facing whatever punishment he had for her, she thought it would be a better option to leave. Now, without looking much deeper into them, both of these stories sound believable, but there are so many things about the story that throw me off that I personally think he's lying. So he himself said that his ex-wife did everything for him at the time. In his own words, she was a great wife.
She quit her job, left her family. Her family's rich. She left her family.
Back in Japan?
Yeah. Her friends and everything said she wanted me to come. She wanted me to be champion. So she left everything to help me raise my oldest son. And I came home from the gym. My food was ready right there. She knew exactly what time I was coming home because I came straight home. My food was ready right there. I like to watch TV and eat. It's right there. My bath water be ready. She would, even when I'm sore, she would help me get in the bath. She would wash me off, help me get out of the tub and dry me off, put my underwear on. She even brushed my teeth if I asked her to.
Damn.
Yeah.
And she still left.
She treated me like a
Plus, she had already fully accepted one of his other kids, and she's raised him for 4 years at this point. And she already had another baby with him, plus she was pregnant. So why would this lady just randomly leave the father of her kids to go raise her second child alone, separated from her son, and to deal with all the financial stresses of being a single mother? All because of a baby whose mother just died? Like, I can't imagine how cruel someone has to be to give someone that ultimatum. And how could someone that cruel have been so loving before that? Already accepting one of his kids, but the breaking point is the kid who's basically about to be an orphan? That doesn't make much sense. So when I dug deeper, I found other reports that are basically saying that the reason she left him was because once Raja was introduced into their lives, it basically confirmed that he was conceived while Rampage was already with his ex-wife. So Raja showing up was basically just proof that Rampage cheated on her. And I found even more evidence to support the case that he cheated. Here's a video of him admitting that before he married her, he had 5 girlfriends at the same time.
So this is what I did though. I dated 5 women to see who I was going to marry to help me with my kids. And a Japanese woman.
He's the victim, because not only have all of his kids probably already seen these interviews, but specifically Raja has to watch you call him the burden that broke up his household, when that's not true. The reason your household broke up was because you were a sexual deviant. So from 2006 until very recently, mostly everything we know about Raja is from the Twitch streams with his father. Now, I'm not going to waste too much time talking about the social media content, because I know that that can be seen as their online personas. But when it comes to those streams, there's one underlying factor that I always noticed. Rampage is constantly making jokes at the expense of Raja, and Raja almost always looks uncomfortable when he's doing so. And there's one specific moment that I really want to talk about. Let's just go back for a second. Remember when he told the random girl on Twitch that Raja's mom was murdered?
Like a boring ass vegan to me, so I don't fucking know.
Give me a time machine, buy a bunch of Plan B pills, go back 25 years the day I smashed your mama and fucking shove that shit in her fucking mouth. Vegan turned you to a bitch, nigga. Eat some meat and be a man.
Like, how could someone say that to their own son about their murdered mother in front of thousands of people to see? This is a line that even your worst enemy most of the time will not cross. And for his own dad to say that sequence of words and allow the whole world to see it, that would be shameful even if he did it in private. But to publicly say it on camera, streaming while he's there, you're just taking it too far at this point. I think all of these separate interactions between them led to the Psycho Stu incident.
Raja Jackson, the son of UFC champion Quentin Rampage Jackson, was arrested on a felony charge following his brutal attack of a pro wrestler.
Now, let me quickly clarify one thing. I am not in any way saying that Raja should not be held accountable for what he did. I think Raja should be in jail simply off the fact that he can't be trusted around society. And if you think otherwise, just take this into consideration. If he did that shit to Psycho Stu over a misunderstanding, I promise you, you don't want this person around your family. And the main issue isn't necessarily that he reacted physically, because we see that happen quite often. But the main issue that everyone, including myself, has with this situation is that he took it to a level that most people would never escalate it. So he is a risk to society just for the fact that he's willing to take it that far. However, with that said, I hope we can all agree that parents have a parental duty to society. When you have children, you have a responsibility to do everything in your power to make sure that your kid doesn't end up growing up to be a danger to society. Now, getting to the actual incident, Stu hits Raja in the head with a prop can, which means it probably didn't hurt much. However, there was some liquid in there because Raja wiped his head after. And at that moment, one of Stu's co-workers, who was sitting like 2 feet away, clearly told Stu that Raja doesn't work there.
He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the
So
fuck?
once the situation de-escalated a little, Stu ended up apologizing to Raja. They both shook hands, and Raja seemed to genuinely accept it. And up until that moment, I would say Raja handled the situation amazingly. So that probably makes you wonder, what was the turning point? Like, why would someone choose not to escalate a situation when they arguably had a reason to, only to later take it to levels nobody expected? It's because between the apology and the final incident, not only was Raja's entire chat clowning him for what happened, but his own father called him and basically humiliated him live on Twitch.
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights, nigga? Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights? You got a problem. Do I need to send my goons over there?
My dad can't never call me a bitch.
How much worse do you think it is when it's his own father saying the same things to him? Obviously, that's way more emotionally damaging, right? So basically, Rampage was gifted a chance to de-escalate the situation, a chance that a lot of parents do not get when their kid is about to ruin their own lives. And instead, he used that moment for content rather than to actually help his son. So yeah, he literally failed his son at that moment, just like he's basically failed him continuously throughout life. I genuinely believe he resents Raja for what happened between him and the ex-wife, because he's honestly much more loving and caring towards the other children. He never insults them and always speaks very highly of them. Most of the time when you hear or see anything about them, it's because he's buying them stuff and talking about how much he loves them and cares for them. Whenever you see Raja though, it's usually accompanied by Rampage publicly humiliating him somehow. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think and how much responsibility in this situation you would put on Rampage. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to sub if you haven't already. Take it easy, my friends. Until next time.